Welcome back to Get Outdoors Studios. This is my new director's chair from Walmart. Thanks, Walmart. Feels good to sit up. I'm going to show you in this video how to network in an authentic way. And the reason I'm doing it is because I switched industries numerous times. I went to college to be a golf professional and worked my way up and got my PGA certification and did that for many, many years. And I decided to leave that because of the workload and graduating into the housing recession of '09, on top of just seeing a lot of golf courses understaffed and the tiger boom coming down. I switched into IT recruiting. And when I was a recruiter for about 6 or 7 years, I learned a lot about myself. Um, and we all try to do that. And the number one thing that I learned from people that I either met or recruited or mentored me along the way is that, I connected a lot of dots and I like to help people and make an impact. And what a great mission to be a successful recruiter or headhunter, as it were, and try to connect a hiring manager to a good employee. And the job of a good headhunter was to bring those people together, whether they know it's a fit or not. And you have to coach sometime on both sides. So I've always, being a prior golf pro and a prior teacher, loved to teach people how to either get a job, how to meet other people, how to genuinely connect. And I just want to make a quick video today about that because now I switched industries again into the outdoor world. And I did it with a lot of prayer, calculation, meditation, just literally sitting back and observing a lot of facts that I saw in the outdoor industry that I loved. You have to follow your passion to a degree, but you also have to understand, can you make a living at XYZ? And right now it's like the wintertime's slow. I'm ramping up my handyman business again and doing holiday lighting and then getting back to photography clients because I ebb and flow where the work is. And I think being resourceful like that in your career helps because at times, especially in this economy, you have to still chase your passion, still pay the bills and make money, and then still network in the area of your goals and where you're trying to be. And there are ways to do that. And I'm going to start with a very, very simple tip today. Extremely simple that I want you to take on your own and use in any way that you see fit because every situation is different. Every person that you meet is different. You have to meet people where they are. If you have your own agenda and you share that too soon or you share it incorrectly, everyone has their own agenda. But if you literally put your agenda above somebody else, they're going to read right through that. And that's what a bad salesman does. A good salesman or a good networker meets people like and say, hey, how are you? Or what did you do this weekend? Open with genuine questions because you care about the other person that you're speaking with and you want to help them, and 99% of people want to help others. Most people are helpful, but you have to give them a reason to help. So here's my basic rule in networking that I've shared for at least the last 10 years with numerous people. I have coached them through numerous walks of life or situations around this same tip. And here it is. If you have an excuse to reach out to somebody, do it. And do it in a genuine way. Now, here's one example of that. For instance, right now, I have this hat on that says Fish, Pennsylvania. No one knows the backstory of it. I just glued that patch onto a Bass Pro hat, and I wear it. But I wear it for a reason at times. The first time I put the patch on this hat was because it's my grandfather's patch. He's one that took me fishing all the time on his boat because he retired, and his dream was to buy a boat and fish in his retirement. And he took all of his grandchildren that he could fishing as much as he could. So when I bought my boat, I literally even told the employees at Bass Pro, it's like, this boat isn't for me. This is for to bring other people out onto the water and enjoy the outdoors. Well, I fished in my first fishing tournament ever, and it was for all timers. And my grandfather's wife, my grandmother, had Alzheimer's and dementia. And what a better way to honor them by fishing in my first bass tournament for a charity for Alzheimer's. And then I wore this patch to honor him. And at the boat ramp, you start to network, and people are like, Fish, Pennsylvania, are you from there? I don't have to tell everybody my story. I said, yeah, this was my grandfather's patch, actually. And then people look back and they say, well, isn't that special? It's a small connection that shows that you honor your past, your present, and you're in the moment, and you have a heart for what brought you to that moment. One of my recruiting connections, and now turned to a dear friend of mine, referred me lately to this book, New York Times bestseller, The Tipping Point. It's literally about making connections. I'm halfway through. It's very interesting to view the world through a lens of gathering information and making genuine connections with people. Like in the beginning of the book, it talks about Paul Revere and the psychology kind of behind that. And it's interesting because he was a connector that knew information about the British, but he also knew a lot of people in the town, and there were loose connections. So everyone has a group of friends. Some of them are your rooted connections deep into the ground that have been with you no matter what, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And then you have different branches of friends that are close, and you might have known them in college, but branches sometimes fall off and change, and friends naturally move on, and so do networking connections. And then there's the loose leaves that fall every fall, but at the same time, they may pick up the phone and give you some information because you asked them in a genuine way, hey, I'm trying to learn about this. Can you share with me XYZ about a certain topic? Because I just want to learn. All of that to be said, if you have an excuse to reach out to somebody, do it, and do it in a genuine way. That's my simple networking tip for anybody in any industry. And, make a comment below if you have any questions or you're interested in more networking tips. I have more stories, and I will be sharing them throughout the year. And I look forward to having some podcasts as well where we have these dialogues that are 50-50. I don't want to be the one projecting only my ideas. I see so many people that I've met in the outdoor industry that have a good heart. And that's why I moved from corporate America over to the outdoors, because I looked around all these different conventions and boat shows, and I was impressed with the integrity of most of the room. And some people love to share, some people have the gift of gab like myself, but others are quiet and confident and probably more intelligent. So being humble and honest about ourselves and learning from others is what it's all about. And that's kind of the direction I'll be taking some of my YouTube. I think some's going to be just the creative side and showing beautiful views that I've had traveling in my RV the past year. But I got to learn from some young fishermen how to fish because I was filming on the boat, and I got to learn from somebody that's wasn't even born on 9/11, and they can outfish me. No big deal, but we got to learn from each other. And then I've met some other folks along the way that are more wise, and they have a different view on a walk of life, but then they would admit to me, Kevin, I told you things that I never told anyone else because we just got to spend time together on a boat. So I'll leave you with this. Not only if you have an excuse to reach out to somebody, do it in a genuine way, but just listen to people and meet them where they are. That's kind of the basis of it. Anyway, enjoy that tip, and don't forget, get outdoors.